Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Samp and Chance. We are on the eve of Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolly Romero. We've had so many great, first off, sorry, Chance Michaels. How are you, my brother?
Doing really well. How are you doing?
Dude, I'm just so excited. I almost forgot to introduce you, man.
That's good, man. It's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, that being said, I remembered one thing. Guys, before you do anything, before we go any further, like and subscribe to our channel, please. It means the world to us. It allows us to do more and more things. We just need to get those numbers up. And the more we can get the numbers up, the more content we can start providing, the more things that we can do. It free us up to do more. Ironically enough, that's as weird as it sounds. We want to be here for the long haul. There's so much to do, so much to talk about. So yeah, guys, like and subscribe. Follow us on all social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, I don't know. Chats?
Share the videos too. Share the podcast. Share the links. Spread them around to your friends, aunt, grandma, dad.
100%. When you're in bed with your woman, you tell her to tell all her friends at that time. Just tell everybody, man.
Yeah.
Tell everybody that we just want everyone to know who we are. And the more we can get out there, the better we can provide content and the guests that we want to talk to and that you guys want to hear from. I think we've proven without a shadow of a doubt that we have a different style than most other podcasts out there.
Absolutely.
Our questioning, or the way we approach our guests, the way we want to show these people to the public is different than I think anyone else is doing.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you. You want to have something different flavor. You know what I mean? Adding a little sizzle to the steak, as JR would say.
There you go, JR. All right. So before we go into that, let's talk about this really quick, Chance. Canelo Triple G, it's official. It was announced earlier this week on Monday. We don't have a venue yet. I kept going back to check at the time of this recording today. We don't have a venue. We do know it's September 17th. The trilogy is here.
Time to put a feather in the cap, man. See what happens here.
Yeah, I guess you and I are more on the side of the boxing purist and real, full-time boxing fans. I think a lot of us in that category of fandom aren't really looking forward to it per se at the moment. Hold on. We're not looking forward to it at the moment just based on the age difference and the storyline going into it and the time that's passed and whatnot. But I believe, like the fight that we're going to break down here shortly, there's a lot of us, who will probably get hyped up as we get close. I'm already starting to get a little hyped up because I guess, I went back and I watched the Murata fight one more time. Triple G still has power.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
He still brings power to the table. Can't take that away from him. The other thing that I think is going to make this maybe a bit more interesting that I was giving it credit for initially was that he doesn't really have to worry about the weight cut this time either.
Nope.
Right? So you're going in 168 with not much of a weight cut at all. Your power is still intact. I think my only fear for Triple G in this is, the body shots, and can he handle them?
Well, he did it for the first two fights. He never went down, so I don't see it being a problem this time.
It was 3 years removed, and Canelo's gotten stronger, man. I'm just saying that. That's just a fact.
But Canelo's coming off a loss. Triple E was able to handle his power, no problem last time. So he'll handle his power. He might lose a decision. Everybody's saying Triple G. I'm reading the forums. People, Triple E's going to get knocked out. Triple E's not getting knocked out. He's never been knocked out. He's not going to get knocked out. He might lose, but he's not getting knocked out.
Yeah, I think
a decision.
I think it's going to go to decision, or if worst comes to worst, it's going to be a ref stoppage, probably in the 9th or 10th round. That's the way I figure. I mean, the way Canelo performs at his own weight class against people in his own caliber, he kind of turns on the jets around the 8th or 9th round and usually finishes these guys at that point with the referee.
Well, they went 24 rounds so far. Nobody's went down yet, so I don't see it being different.
Well, round 25, here we come. And I think it's a scary fight as well for Canelo. I mean, you think about it, he loses again. That's 2 in a row. I mean, considering what he accomplished last year, his career would be in a tailspin of sorts, right? I mean, it takes a lesser...
His number one rival, all the belts on the line.
Well, that's it, and it kind of takes the luster off anything he might want to do after that. Like, I mean, the Charlo fights or the Benavides fights or anything. I mean,
Well, Eddie Hearn saying he's going to fight Triple G, and then in spring, in May, because he's Cinco de Mayo, he's going to fight a Bivol.
Bivol again. I understand that, and I
This will be,
appreciate it.
this will
Like
be the
I,
biggest. This Triple G Canelo fight will be the biggest fight of the year, hands down.
no,
#1 for pay-per-views for boxing, 100%.
no, for sure, man. I have nothing but respect for what Canelo is trying to do.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I love that he
all
did it. I'm
yeah,
glad. I love Triple G, so I'm happy that he did this. I love it.
yeah. So I think it's fair to say that depending where it is, you know what? I don't even care where this thing's going to be. If it's in Dallas, if it's in LA, if it's in Vegas, I think we're going to be there.
We'll be there, yeah, because this might be
Yeah,
Triple G's last fight, win or lose. I don't know, but you don't want. I
yeah.
don't want to find out, so I want to be there. But the rumors that I've been hearing is SoFi Stadium where the Rams play, or Vegas. So
Well,
who
I
knows?
mean, it's got to be a big venue one way or the other, right? It's got to be AT&T Stadium, SoFi, or Allegiant.
I don't know, dude. I think they're going to put it at MGM if they have it.
You think it's
That's
going
what
to
I
be at
heard.
MGM, eh?
Yeah, because when they did Pocky Mayweather, they put it at MGM too, and they could have easily done a bigger stadium anywhere. They could have sold out 10.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I think because of Mexican Independence Day as well, it's just going to be, I don't think it's going to be enough to hold.
But they can just they just bring the prices of the tickets up to even it out.
No, I get it. But I mean, at the end of the day, you want as many people in there. And I know Canelo loves his support.
That's what I thought too for Mayweather Pocky. But like Mayweather said, the fight is at the MGM or Mandalay Bay. All the gambling, all the hotels come in, they get kickback. That's why they do it there.
I get it. I get it. But let's see. Let's see where they go. Right. I mean, I know they've done big stadiums before for this guy. So,
I would
it's
love
not,
it. Yeah. I
yeah,
want to see a big stadium.
it's not something that's out of line or that couldn't happen. We'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully next week, hopefully by our next boxing edition here, we'll have a clearer picture and we can share with you.
They could put in
Speaking,
50,000 people, no problem.
oh, easy, man. Easy, especially during that time. It's Independence Day, right? I
There's a
mean,
lot of
everyone's
bad
gonna be
blood
there.
for this fight. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's a lot of bad blood. I mean, there's a lot of blood flowing everywhere these days, man.
Yeah.
So we have I was reading something here kind of interesting. Speaking when you were talking about Triple G's last fight, it reminded me that Pacquiao might be coming back.
I heard that. I hope so because I
Where does
hope
he
he.
go? Yeah, where's he go? What's he do?
I don't know what he's going to do, but he did. Like I said, he lost to Ugos fair and square. I was there. He did lose the fight. I hate saying it, but Ugos won fair and square. But he didn't get knocked down. He never really got hurt. I mean, he got stung, but he never really got all the damage. And like Pocky said, get used to the limelight, the training, the acknowledgement, and of course, another 20 million in your bank don't hurt. The more you make, the more you want to uphold your lifestyle. You know what I mean? So I heard that too, that he might come back. I don't know if it's just maybe it's an exhibition fight like Mayweather's doing.
It seems to be the trend. Speaking of Mayweather, he fought Dangerous Dan.
Yeah. His
He,
sparring partner. Yeah.
he played with him, man. He
Oh,
basically just played with him for that whole fight.
how much did he make for that fight? 20 million, 30 million?
He made a shitload of money. I don't know the
He's
exact
doing it
figure,
again.
but
He's having another fight coming up, another exhibition.
against who?
He hasn't set his opponent yet.
Well, that being interesting, Amir Khan actually called him out today or yesterday.
Yeah. The thing with the exhibition fights is there's no winner. Like, so if you go to the end of the decision, it's like, oh, that's the fight's over. Like, they don't announce a winner. Like when Tyson and Roy Jones did that, that was god awful, by the way. But there's no winner. They just raise your hand and say thanks for fighting, right? There's no judges or anything, right? So
Yeah, I know it's kind of lame. I don't really know how you do. I guess I know how you do exhibition boxing, but I mean, I really think it's all just nostalgia. Really, at the end of the day, it's
it
just to be
is.
able. It's kind of like going to that concert where they have all the '80s bands come out or the '70s bands all perform,
Yeah.
and your parents and grandparents are all happy reliving their teenager days and shit. You see it on PBS sometimes, right? They have Cool and the Gang and fucking Sly and the Guy. I don't know, like all those bands
Yeah.
from the '70s and shit. The Cheek.
Speaking of that, Beach Boys are coming to the P&E, man, for that those concerts they do, the amphitheater there.
Actually, I was checking out that whole list. The B-52s are going to be there. Like you said,
Beach Boys.
the Beach Boys are going to be there.
Chicago is there.
Chicago is going to be
Philly.
there. Cake is going to be there. That's going to be pretty cool. If there's any shows that I want to see, I would like to go see Cake.
I know
love
that
Cake.
Song. I don't know any other songs.
Which one?
That popular one. I don't know the name of it. That techno beat one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know the name myself, but the one that really I liked is their redo of "I Will Survive." If you ever have a chance,
Never heard
check
that.
out that version. The Roberta Flack "I Will Survive." You know that song, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So they did a cover of it. It was fucking awesome, man. It was really cool. That was the first song I actually heard from Cake, and I said, who are these guys?" And I'm like, "Oh wow, Cake, nice."
I love to see
So
the Beach Boys, but they're not having Brian Wilson there, I don't think. So it's like,
I think they only how many members are left?
well, there's Brian Wilson, Mike Love. I think the core of the singers are still there. They're in their
Oh,
80s.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to go check it out, let's go check it out. But here's they're doing it different this year at the Peony. So the Peony, the Pacific, what is it? Pacific National Exhibition. It's a fair that's held the last 2 weeks of August, going out, starts last 2 weeks of August, closes down on Labor Day, right? September, whatever it is.
Yep.
So it's a big fair. They have all the rides and all the animals and the marketplace, and they do this big concert series for the fans as well. So
And great food there. The food trucks are killer there.
food trucks are good always, always good food there. One place where you can buy deep fried butter, literally deep fried
Yeah.
fucking butter. What the hell, man?
Right?
Shit.
People like
Hurricane.
it better, I guess.
I guess so, man. I mean, people are buying it. I mean, I tried the deep fried Oreos and stuff, and yeah, I'll be honest, man. After a couple, how do you do's, it goes down pretty smooth.
Oh yeah, yeah. Amy's,
Um, but they're doing it different this year. They're actually, you have to buy tickets for the
I
show.
see that. So before you just buy your admission fee, go to the concert for free. Now what is it, $15 or something?
But it all depends. If you want a seat or something, it all averages about 50 to 25 to $5 for like standing room.
It's not bad.
I guess so, man. I
I
mean,
guess plus your admission fees, you're paying about $60, right?
yeah. Or you could be like our parents back in the day, not only did they bring food with them so you didn't have to buy anything there. And if the concerts and stuff, you'd stand on the bench or something and kind of look in.
I don't think they'll let you bring. I know. I don't think they'll let you bring food in the peony. I think they check your
Oh, they
bags.
do. No, everyone does, man. You check it out. All the families around the little picnic benches, they bring out their little cooler or whatever, and they have their
Bacon donuts.
sandwiches and stuff. Yeah, man.
Okay.
People do it all the time. I mean,
I never noticed that, but
well,
okay.
it's not my thing personally. I kind of figure if you're at something like a fair, you want to eat fair food.
With food trucks that are really famous, yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, that's the whole purpose of going there. It's just like, okay, for example, they have the big barbecue section. I like going down there and eating barbecue,
Oh, dude.
right?
Okay.
It's kind of like going on holiday with the family or something, and you don't eat at any restaurants because you always buy the food from home,
Yeah, bag lunch. Yeah.
right? Like, fuck that, man. I'm sorry, no disrespect, but I just find if you're on holiday, if you're out and about, if you're going to a fucking fair, eat the food at the fair. That's a part of the
Absolutely, dude.
experience.
Oh, food trucks are so good. There's some really good ones there.
No, there are always tons of fun.
Whatever kind of food you like, they gotta have it there.
Then
Any
they
kind
got
of.
it all. You name it, man. If I can hot dog on a stick or corn dog, sorry,
Mhm.
all the way through. But dude, we really digressed here. So this Saturday, guys, the fight that I've actually been waiting for, but didn't realize how much I was excited for until this week. Um, Tank Abbott, or sorry, Tank Abbott.
Well, I'd love to see Tank Abbott.
Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis against Rolly Romero. Davis 26-0 with 24 knockouts. Rolly coming in with 14-0 and 12 knockouts. Davis comes in at 5 feet 5 inches and a half with a 67.5-inch reach. Rolly 5'8", so he's got a 2-inch height advantage. Now this is the interesting one. He's only got half an inch
I
in a
know.
reach advantage.
Another cool stat about Gervonta Tank Davis, he has a 93% knockout to win ratio. 93% of his opponents he's knocked out.
Yeah, 26-0, man. I mean, the two fights
Okay.
that he didn't knock the
24
guys
to
out,
0.
yeah, they took him to the distance. Most recently, Isaac Cruz, the Pitbull himself, took him full 12.
That actually fight when he fought Cruz was supposed to be Romero, but Romero got caught up in that sexual assault stuff.
Yeah, so this thing's been delayed since December. So Tank took that fight instead to kind of, have a fight lined up. Unfortunately, Rolly was facing some sexual misconduct assault charges,
Assault allegations, yeah.
but apparently, well, I guess not apparently, they got dropped and everything's okay now, and he's good to
It's
go.
hard to, he probably did it. It's just hard to prove, man. There's no facial marks. It's your word versus hers. These guys got to be careful.
I almost feel that if it's I don't. You know what? Let's just move on. I don't want to get into that. It just.
Yeah. I'd say Rolly's not a likable guy though, man. I don't like anything about the guy, the way he talks, his
I'll be
allegations.
honest.
I can't stand the guy.
I thought the guy was really like when I watched the first press conference back in March, I guess it would have been to kind of get this thing going. It was a real, that was probably the first time I actually listened to him talk. And I thought, man, this guy's remedial,
Hmm.
right? I mean, he kind of reminded me of Michael Pena. He's a guy he's just Puerto Rican. I think he's Puerto Rican or Venezuelan actor. And he kind of plays those roles, that kind of dopey character.
Yeah,
And
I
he
know.
has those facial expressions that kind of match.
Yeah,
And I'm like, man, this guy's fucking just like that, but in real life.
yeah.
But now I'm watching it more and more. I'm thinking this guy's fucking funny.
Oh,
Like,
he's funny. He just seems like a greasy guy, the sexual assault stuff and the way he talks.
yeah, I guess so. I'm
He
kind of,
rubs you the wrong way.
yeah, I know, but he's just like, I think Terrence even said, Terrence Crawford, Bud, he tweeted out yesterday, something along the lines like, this guy just keeps talking and he doesn't even know what he's talking about. It seems
He's,
like.
he's a great entertainer. He knows how to sell a fight. He's got
I'm
us.
telling, he sold this fight. I think he's the one who sold this fight, not Tank.
Did you see what happened at the press conference today?
Yeah, this morning I mentioned
Pushed
it
him off the
on
stage.
our Instagram post. I just gave him that little elbow. Now, I don't know if it was enough to push him off the stage or how much he embellished, like I said earlier.
But
But
did you hear what David Romero's trainer is saying? If his ankle's sore, he won't fight tomorrow. Dude, he fell a couple feet, barely. It was just a little love tap. His ankle's fine. I don't want that to be an excuse, tomorrow.
well, I think they're looking for something here, man. Um, I think going back to Isaac Cruz fight that he had in December, Gervonta. I think that was the best thing that happened to him, personally,
Yeah.
because Cruz gave him a run for the money. Cruz could have won that fight.
He could have.
I feel Gervonta squeaked that win out. Like, yeah, he won. I don't have any problem with him winning that fight, but I really feel that Isaac Cruz took him the distance, man. He could have won that fight.
That's the hardest fight Tank's ever had, for sure.
And I think that's the best thing that ever happened to him, man. Because before this, everyone's always saying all his fights are being padded. Mayweather's been protecting him. Most of the guys that he's fought have had to, really struggle to get the weight down to make it happen and whatnot. So fighting Isaac that way and having that in his pocket now, I think it's going to do him wonders going into this fight.
Speaking of Mayweather, he's leaving Mayweather Promotions after this fight.
Yeah, his contract is up.
Where's he going? I haven't heard, but
well, I mean, when he was talking to Brian Custer back in March, this is the first time that it was kind of brought up, or in April, late April, or whenever he did the interview with Custer. And that's when he kind of came up that, it was time his contract was up. This week he's kind of been backpedaling a bit on it, saying like, yeah, it is my last fight, but I haven't said that I'm not re-signing with him. Right. I think this fight, the outcome of this fight will determine if he stays or goes.
he could be doing this as a ploy to get a little more cash. Pay me a little bit more, Floyd, or I'm out of here. That could be a marketing ploy too.
Well, it could be a marketing play as well, but I also think along the lines that I think Gervonta is a pretty smart guy overall. I think he's pretty intelligent. I think he gets the bigger picture. This is the second time now that Floyd has had a fight around the same time as his main guy.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Right. So you are trying to sell pay-per-views for your man. And us working guys, us working people, the people who work hard every day so we can have enough money in our pocket to buy a pay-per-view. What do you want? Do you want your up and coming star to get those numbers, or are you going to take the money to pad your own sort of a deal? Nothing. I haven't heard anything about it. It's just something I've thought about. I'm trying to understand where he's coming from. Is it time to take off the training wheels for Gervonta? Does he feel that he needs to move on in order to build his legacy? Because of his
Floyd, he was with Top Rank, and then he moved on to started his own production or his own promotional company, and the rest is history, right? So
yeah. Like, I mean, he can still stay with Heyman and Showtime if he wants to. He doesn't have to stay with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Promotions.
Davis is a top 10 fighter, like pound for pound in the world. So he can go anywhere he wants. Top Rank, Golden Boy, Mayweather Promotions, whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, and he's talking all the right stuff. Like, he's saying, yeah, I want to fight these guys. He wants to fight the Jermell and the Jamals. And he wants to fight. He's saying, give me the winner of Camboso and Haney. But I think he'd have to wait almost a year for that, if not a year and a half. Because after this, no matter what happens in this fight next week with those two, Haney and Cambosos, there's a rematch.
There is, yeah.
right? So I know whoever loses is going to want that rematch right away.
So why not put our boy from Vegas, Tefino Lopez versus Tank?
I mean, he's calling them all out. Let's see who they want to fight. Let's see who he's going to do. I guess he's got to sign his contract somewhere or follow the path of Canelo and just be independent, man. Just go to promotion and you know, fight for those titles there. Sign one fight deals like Canelo does. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only way I think you can become unified now. Is being independent.
Yeah.
Just show up at Showtime, like, okay, I'll fight your champion. This is what I want. Done.
Yep.
Okay, I'll fight your champion. It's on Top Rank. Okay, fine, no problem. ESPN, this is what I want.
Yeah.
I'll hand it to Canelo. The guy's smart. He wanted to unify everything, and he did it. And that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah.
I
That might
don't
be
think
the
there's.
future with some of these top boxers. They might become independent. They don't need the top ranks and golden boys and all that. They just do their own thing.
I think it's probably the best way to do. And you still have Golden Boy, you still have Eddie Hearns, and you still
Yeah.
have Paul, Heyman out there for Showtime and whatnot. But you just work with them as an independent,
Yeah.
right? Don't lock yourself into 5-6 fight contracts.
Yeah. People
mean-
like that guaranteed money too, though, right?
Well, that's the only way you're going to get the guaranteed money because you sign a one-off, you're going to get that money,
Yeah.
right? And with the commissions and everything, they hold the purses anyway. Everything has to be put in escrow, and then the commission takes the money
Yeah.
and
You got to
holds
have
it.
some good people around you, though, if you're doing the independent route, right? You got to make sure you really know what you're doing because you can get hoodwinked really quick in boxing.
Oh no, 100%. You can totally, right? So I mean, you got to have the right people, but I think that's the trend. I think it's going to be more and more that way, and I think as we progress here in the future, we're going to see a lot more of these young studs fight, man. The right guys at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, our generation had to sit through some fights, wait for some fights to happen. You know, but unfortunately, they were grained the beard. And,
What's up with Bud and Errol Spence? The year's almost. We got years half over here. Nothing's set in stone yet.
you know what? They're talking. So I've heard. If anything's going to happen, this is probably going to be in November, I think.
I hope so. It'd be a great way to finish the year off.
Yeah, I think they're going to target this for the end of the year. This is something in the works. I know it's in the works. I know they're talking. I think it's just going to come down. We'll probably hear something, I think, in July. I think something will come down in July for this before the Joshua fight.
Yeah, now Fury's saying, Bob Arum saying, "Oh, Fury's going to wait around to see who wins Joshua and Usyk. Fury will fight the winner of Joshua Usyk."
Yeah, 100%. Because okay, here's the deal, man. You're going to strip Josh Taylor of his title, and it's only been 2 months, right? No one's taking those titles off of Fury. No one. The WBC is not even asked for it yet.
He's fighting again.
He'll probably wait. He's going to wait to see the outcome of this fight, and that'll be his swan song. It has to be. That's the only thing he hasn't done has been undisputed.
He will be. He will
right?
get that.
And he'll get it, right? He came close. I mean, in essence, yes, he's had all 4 titles.
Mhm.
He did. I mean, he took 3 of them from Klitschko, and then unfortunately, he went through what he went through. But he's had all 4 belts, just not at the same time.
And they'll never admit it, but Usyk and Joshua, they don't want no part of Fury. Trust me, they want him to retire. They don't want to mess around with that. He's just too big, too strong, too methodical, got the heart of a lion. So they don't want to play around with that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think Rolly only has 3 rounds to win this fight.
The first 3, what rounds are you talking?
I think that's what I mean. That's it. I'm giving him, he has up till the end of round 3 to win this fight, in my opinion. Tank has not faced power like this before. Yes, Rolly is probably the hardest puncher and one of the biggest guys in the division
Yeah.
at 5'8", right? The guy can hit.
Well, later.
And the confidence level for him right now is at an all-time high after what happened to Canelo.
Anything
right?
can happen.
If you didn't believe before, I think a lot of these fighters believe I have a chance. If Canelo can lose, anybody can lose.
Yeah.
Right? He has that chance. I think Tank's defense has to be at the top of his game as this fight goes, as at the start of this fight. Rolly's going to come out punching, man. He wants to end it fast. He wants to make a statement. He knows Tank is leaving possibly because both guys are with Floyd.
Yeah.
They're both in his stable. So he sees the opportunity to end a legacy and take his spot with Floyd.
Yeah.
Because right now, Tank is the golden boy,
Yep.
right? I mean, if there's only one piece of steak and a piece of chicken, I'm sure Tank is going to get the steak, and Rolly would get the chicken,
Yeah.
based on the hierarchy of standings right now.
Vegas has given absolutely no respect to Romero in this fight at all.
Yeah, Vegas gives no respect to nobody, man.
You know, Gervonta Davis is a minus 900 favorite. For the people that don't know betting, you would have to bet $900 on Tank to win $100.
Yeah. Plus, you get your 900 back.
Plus, you get your 900 back. But if
So
you
you're
lose
making-
it, risking 9 to make 100 doesn't make any sense, right?
No, you take the underdog on this one.
If you put $100 on Rolly Romero, you'll win 650.
Yeah. But like I said, I think, dude, his power is insane, and I don't think Davis has faced power like that yet. Right?
Hopefully not, but
let's find out.
I think by round 7, I think Gervonta's going to put him down.
I think, yeah, I was gonna think the same thing. I think he's gonna finish him in 7. It's not going the distance. Someone's gonna get knocked out here.
Yeah, somebody's going down, which is good.
Right.
You like to see high-paced action, right?
Yeah, I think both guys need to go back and watch Teofimo and George Camboso's fight and see how that first round played out.
Man,
that I think is Rolly's blueprint for this fight. He's just gonna come out swinging, man.
he's got to put him on his heels. He's got to make him feel that power, make him respect him a bit.
He has to, right? I mean, especially after the shove today. There's zero respect there.
That's
zero
the
respect.
Gervonta. It just gets people talking,
Yeah.
That bad blood. I like it.
No, yeah. What did I write here? Tank said yesterday he isn't awkward. He's just a dumbass fighter.
Rolly?
Yeah, the question was to him, because Rolly's considered to be an awkward fighter. Just his stance, the way he comes in, everything he does, it's very awkward. So they call it an awkward style. But Tank was pretty adamant yesterday at the press conference when he was talking about it, when he was asked about it, saying, look, real fighters know what an awkward fighter is like, right? This guy's not an awkward fighter. He's just a dumbass fighter. Right? So, it's just this back and forth is cool. But then Rolly was saying some stupid shit too. Like, what color are you going to paint your fingernails?
Mm-hmm.
What color are you going to paint? Like he was calling him a girl, and when are you going to paint your fingernails, and blah blah blah. It's funny.
If I was Tank, I would have fired back. At least I respect women, buddy. Remember, then you're taking a shot at all his wrongdoings towards women. I would have fired right back at him. So Tank took the high road on that.
Tank took the high road on a lot of it, man. I mean, he basically called him everything under the sun, tried to get under his skin.
Yeah. He'll be those words tomorrow. He'll be eating his words tomorrow night.
Well, I mean, based on everything Vegas is telling us, I mean, he's 950 to whatever you said earlier.
Yeah. But who knows? Anything can happen, but I hope it's an exciting fight. I want to see a good fight, good action, back and forth.
I think it's going to be intense. It's going to be fun. It's guys, we always say this and whatnot, but this is one I think you should buy.
I think so. It's worth the money.
And this one
week too, Cambosa and Haney. I'm excited for that one.
This 2 week, and that one I think is going to be on regular. I don't think that's a pay-per-view for us.
I'm not sure. I didn't look into that.
I'm not sure myself yet, but I think it's going to. Obviously, it's going to be on ESPN Plus, but I think here, it'll probably be on TSN or something.
I don't think it won't be on TSN. If it's on ESPN Plus, it won't be on TSN.
No. If it's on ESPN Plus, yeah, because all the fight nights and everything from UFC.
Yeah, that's a fight night though. This is a high level fight though. They won't be
right, but I don't know if they're doing a pay-per-view for this because of where it's coming from.
Well, so if you have ESPN Plus, they have their pay-per-view too, right?
Right. But I don't know if it's pay-per-view. I'm not sure. Well, I guess we'll find out next.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We should already know, but I guess I haven't really been paying attention to it. That's shame on me.
So much going on.
There is so much going on here, man. Yeah, so this fight's set, man. I'm gonna say Tank. You know what? I'll just be a little different than you. Tank and 9.
Tank and 9? Yeah, I'm gonna say Tank and under 7.
A lot of guys are saying it. Shaqiri was even saying in 7.
Was he?
Yeah. Just kind of going and looking at some of the other guys in the division or in the same brackets. All of them are all they're all predicting Tank.
You know what though? Rolly has nothing to lose, man. That makes him dangerous, right? Everybody's saying you're gonna get knocked out, you're gonna lose, you can't fight with him. So
It's a dangerous
well,
fight. I mean, yeah, all things aside, this is still a very dangerous fight for Tank.
yeah.
He's got the most to lose.
Oh yeah.
His title, his legacy, and to a loudmouth guy. I mean, if you really want to think about it, the way Rolly's talking smack, he talks like Jake Paul,
Yeah. He's selling
right?
the fight, man. He's doing a good job of it. He's
He
entertaining.
sold he sold this fight,
Yeah.
right? You know, everyone's saying, "Oh, Tank is selling out Barclays Center. Tank is doing this," and yeah, maybe he is to a certain extent. But in terms of the buildup and the promotion for this fight, I have to give the win to Rolly on that.
Absolutely. Totally agree with
Right?
you on
Guy's been
entertaining.
entertaining as fuck.
Oh
He's
yeah.
been so entertaining, right? Like,
Very good.
I-
It's a
I'll
big
be
fan.
honest, man. He made me chuckle a couple times.
Oh, he's a funny guy. He's funny, he's entertaining, he's a good fighter. I mean, he's got nothing to lose, it makes him dangerous. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. No, it should be a fun. Should
I
be a fun fight.
wanted to win, but I'm not really a fan of either guy, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I prefer to see.
I like Tank. I like where Tank is going. I like the future for him. I mean, there's a lot of great fights that can happen
Yeah.
out of this, right? You just look at this particular class of guys.
Mhm.
Everyone from 140 to 168. There's so many good fights to be
A lot
had
of
in
good
that
young,
range.
a lot of good young talent.
Right. And we're forgetting a lot of these guys too. Like we're so focused on Errol and Bud and the Charlo brothers. I mean, there's so many those other guys. What Connor Ben,
Connor Ben is good.
right?
He's
There's the dudes out of England as well that haven't even made their way over here yet. They're gonna upset some cards.
yeah.
It's great. It's a great time to be a boxing fan, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah. We got the Usyk fight coming up. We got Kambosa. We got Triple
Yeah.
G, my man Triple G. I mean,
No, we already know what we have at the beginning of June. We'll go back and take a look at the rest of June now and see what's coming up there. Big Charlo is fighting in June as well, I believe.
fighting in June. I think at the end of June. I'm not sure the exact.
Yeah.
Good too, but-
Showtime, eh? We out of all the big three right now, and I call the big three Top Rank, Showtime, and DAZN right now. Showtime's killing it, bro.
They're doing good.
They're killing everyone.
They do good. They put on a good show.
The last four have been amazing. Right?
They're good, man.
They had Charlo. No, Charlo.
Yeah.
They had that fight. Then they had the Benavides fight. And now they got this one coming up this weekend.
They're doing good. Well, Top Rank, they had the Fury fight and they had the one we were at, Stevenson Valdez. So I mean, yeah, that was the biggest gate of the year. 90,000 people Fury put in Wembley Stadium. 90,000. That's insane for boxing, for any event.
Yeah, no, especially with a hyped up crowd that's there to watch fighting with
Fury by
booze.
far is the biggest star in boxing. Then probably Canelo, but Fury, the way he entertains, he's such a likable guy. There's down and out, and then back to the top again, and he's funny and.
No, 100%. Next time I get to England, one of the things I'm going to do is actually go to that seaside town that he lives in.
Oh, nice.
It's a small little town. I'm sure I can find him.
I think he's got a place in Vegas too.
He's got a place in Vegas, but he's basically predominantly staying out that way now.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I'd find him easier there than I would him in Vegas.
Oh yeah. Good luck finding him in Vegas too. It's so crowded there.
It's hard to find anybody in Vegas, as we found out.
Yeah, you can't even find the guy you go to the hotel with. It's so busy.
Right.
MGM's the biggest hotel in Vegas, square foot wise, by far.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can feel it. My legs could have told you that.
Massive casino, just massive.
I think the only downside to these hotels in Vegas is far from the fucking elevators.
Yeah. Oh, they're huge. They're like, if you've been to Vegas, folks, these hotels, most of them, they're like mini cities. Water slides, roller coasters, restaurants. I mean, whatever you want, they got it in there.
To be honest, I didn't see most of that shit. I think I was just too busy looking for boxers.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends what you're looking for.
I was looking for fights, man.
Which is good. You met Bud, you met Tofino, so that's pretty good.
Michaela Mayer and Alicia Baumgartner are going to fight soon as well. That's a next big female fight that's coming up here, another unification fight. I just wanted to mention that really quick. Also, another big women's fight that's going to be coming up here pretty soon if they sign, pretty close to signing, is going to be Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields. So this is really cool. You've had the six biggest names in female boxing fighting each other.
It's cool. It's good.
It's going to be cool.
For the women's division.
I like Michaela Mayer. I've been watching her for the last 4 or 5 years. I've enjoyed watching her. She's really cool. And she's also ripping it up on Top Rank now as commentator as well. So she is a good she's doing really well for herself. The Alicia Baumgartner fight's going to be really cool. There's Bad Bud there. The Savannah Marshall, the only loss I believe that Clarissa Shields has had is against her in the amateurs, I believe. So she's holding on to that. A couple of weeks ago, Savannah Marshall posted. Savannah's from Scotland, I believe, or Wales. I'm not sure, but she's from the UK.
Yeah.
She posted, "Hey, happy anniversary, Clarissa," showing her only loss.
I've seen that. Yeah.
So that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to those two fights as well, but don't have dates on those yet. But they should be coming up pretty soon in terms of the dates and whatnot. I just wanted to touch on that because, like I said, the women are putting on a great product as well here too. The
Yep.
guys are kind of, showing up and doing their piece. I gotta say, 2022 has probably been one of the best years of boxing that I've seen
In a while, in the last few years, it's been pretty
so
good.
far. Because I mean, there's been so much flack on all of these guys. Oh, so and so is not fighting so and so. We have to wait so long, and the UFC is putting on the fights that everybody wants to see. And those are scary fights because you can basically destroy a career with a loss.
Yep.
You change your whole trajectory, but that's the beauty of it. The best versus the best. Only the best are supposed to survive,
Absolutely.
right? You look at
Let's
the
see.
laws of nature and how nature works. The sick and the weak stay behind to be eaten by the lion so the rest of the herd can survive. Same has to be in
If you
sport,
said
man.
that as a high school teacher, they'd fire you, dude, for saying that.
It's the reality.
It
It's
is
the
the
truth.
reality, but they don't always teach reality anymore.
Well, that's the problem with the world then.
Mhm.
People don't have a sense of what the actual reality is, man.
I 100% in agreement with you. I'm just saying.
Like, think about it. Why do you think the wildebeest cross one end of the desert to the other? It's to weed out the herd,
Yep.
right? They go through the rivers, they go through the big grassy areas, and the old wildebeest, the broken down wildebeest, they're the back of the pack. They're the ones who are going to provide the food to the lions, hyenas, and everyone else to ensure that the herd can survive and carry on.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself.
And that's with every animal except humanity.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You're
that's for
right.
another. I'm just saying, it's just the way it is, and the same in sports, and especially combat sports. You want to see the best against the best.
Absolutely.
I want to see Charlo Benavides. I want to see Canelo Benavides. I'm
You will.
calling for that fight. That's the fight I think I'm looking forward to the most for Canelo. I like to see him fight Charlo as well, obviously. I think
For
those
me,
would be fun
obviously,
fights.
I have a bias because I'm a big Triple G fan. That's the fight I want. This is the fight I want to see.
No,
One
that's
more
fine.
chance to put that
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
down.
But see, here's the thing: Triple G loses this, or sorry, if Canelo loses this fight, that makes those other fights, subpar.
Canelo's taking a risk here by taking this fight just so that
Hell,
he loses, right?
I
But
respect
now
Canelo.
this is the fight people want to see. This is the biggest fight in boxing. It's a money fight. Let's get it over with. I'll shut all you Triple G fans up, put him into retirement, old folks home, whatever he's saying. And we'll see what happens September 17th. It's going to be great. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Can't
Hey,
wait.
on a sad note here, really quickly, friend of the show, Steve Molitor, big shout out to him this weekend. Our condolences to him and his family. He lost his grandmother, I believe, this week.
Yeah.
So, just a big shout out to you, my friend, and I hope you and the family are doing well, and I hope grandma's resting now, and I hope everything's going well for you guys, man. So from
Absolutely.
Samp&Chance, our condolences and best wishes to you and your family, man.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I guess here we are. We're just hours away now. I guess about 24 hours away in essence to this great fight. We will come back with a preview show a review show on this and, tell you our thoughts and how it went down. And I hope it's exciting. There is an undercard involved in this as well. We'll talk about that as well as we do the show for that. Um, yeah, I think that's it for us, man. Do you have
My
anything to
question,
add?
my question for you, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Got something for you here. We're gonna go Chance's top 5,
Oh,
but this is
okay.
gonna be dream booking. So you're gonna take somebody from the new day, like our era, and somebody from the old day if you want. I want you to put together 5 dream fights that never happened that you'd like to see. So it could be like, you could say Muhammad Ali versus Tyson Fury, Pacquiao versus Leonard, whatever you want. Let's
Okay.
hear it. Bobby
Tyson,
Sapp's top 5 dream fights.
Ali, Tyson in their primes.
Yeah, this is all in their primes. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Ali, Tyson, definitely.
Okay.
Um, Hagler, Canelo
Okay, 2.
would be fun. Um, oh God, you put me on the spot here, man. Rocky Marciano against Floyd.
Mayweather?
Yeah,
Well, it wouldn't work as a heavyweight.
I know. The only reason I was thinking that because the
Undefeated, yeah.
the undefeated versus undefeated, right? But I
Okay,
guess that
first
wouldn't
three.
work. You know what? I like to see Floyd against Hearns
Okay.
or Sugar Ray or
Yeah.
Hagler. Any of those three against him.
Okay.
Um,
2 more.
2 more. I would like to see Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd between 1999 and 2004.
I would love to see that.
That would have been a fight. That's when that should have happened, in my opinion. Is that fair one? I know it's already happened, but I mean, we're talking primes,
Yeah,
right?
that's fair. Yeah, yeah. Fair.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
more.
And then one more, man. I want this one to be a good one because their styles are so similar and they're so compared. Tyson Fury, Muhammad Ali.
That'd be good too.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, I like to see Pacquiao versus Sugar Ray. I like to see Tyson Fury versus Mike Tyson. See who the better Tyson is. I mean, anything could happen. This is all dream fights. I'd like to see. This is a tough one. I like to see Triple G versus Hagler. 2 sluggers.
It's fucking tough to do this, isn't it? On the spot.
Yeah, it is. It is. I just thought of it as we're doing the show, and then
Awesome.
I'd like to see. I like to see. This is a tough one. I'm trying to think of fights that are big, dream fights for me. I like to see Arturo Gotti versus Hitman Hearns, and then I'd probably like to see.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
that'd be a good
just
one.
thinking about that one.
Animals, right?
Just thinking about that one gets me. Oh, it moved.
That'd be a good one.
It moved, dude. You made it move.
Yeah, and then I'd like to see. There's so many good fighters, right?
Can I throw one more in while you're thinking?
Yeah, go ahead.
Floyd or Pacquiao against any of the 4 kings,
Yeah,
including Roberto Duran.
Yeah, Duran's he's no joke. And then I'd probably like to see Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson in their prime, because that exhibition fight was,
But would Roy have to go up to heavyweight?
Yeah, and he was going to do it. They were going to do it in 2004, but they didn't. It didn't. It fell through. They were talking about it.
That's something I like to touch on. Guys who go up and down in weight, how does that affect them after?
Yeah.
Like you can't go back down. Most guys who go up have a hard time coming back down.
Yeah.
I think Roy proved that. Where did he start?
Before for the belt, yeah. That's he was going to fight Tyson after he won the heavyweight belt.
Yeah.
They were talking about it, but it felt.
How many weight classes has he jumped overall? Where did Ray start? Where did Roy start?
He went into 4 different weight classes.
Right, so he was like middleweight.
You went from middleweight, then you went to heavyweight, light heavyweight,
cruiserweight. Wow, and that jump is huge.
My boy Pacquiao, 8-time champion, 8 different divisions.
But he started boxing at 95 pounds and worked his way up.
No, it was 100.
I know. Right? I mean, he worked his way up from the little guys.
Yeah. And then one more honor fight I'd like to see because I love Triple G. Bernard Hopkins versus Triple G.
Ooh,
Middleweight. I'd like to see that one. There's so
that
many
would
good,
be a lot of fun.
so many good
I'm
fights.
not even thinking about Pernell Whitaker or there's so many names, man.
Yeah, I know.
Like the
That's
more I
why
think about it, you know, it's like I love to see, yeah, like Pernell Whitaker in there as well with some of these guys. I mean,
Mhm.
and we're not, we didn't even think about, Bradley. We haven't even talked about Andre Ward
So many good fighters, dude. Yeah, Andre
right?
Ward. Sir, there you go. Thanks for bringing that up. Andre Ward versus Triple G in their prime. That's a fight that Triple G wanted. Andre Ward retired, and Triple G's like, I'm not saying he is, but Triple G was saying he's chicken. I would have took that 0 from him, but he retired.
Andre's amazing, man.
You know, Triple G is older than Andre Ward?
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Andre Ward's like 36, 37.
Okay, but see, here's the thing. Now you're more of a Triple G guy than I am.
Yeah.
Is Triple G doing this because he
Andre Ward's
loves
38.
right? Is it a lack of money
No,
for
he's
Triple
filthy.
G?
Well, the thing with Triple G, this is why he's doing it. One, he loves to fight, so he's
Yeah.
in great shape.
Yeah.
40 is the new 30 for a lot of these guys. The reason why he's doing it is the first fight, I think 95% of the people know Triple G won that fight.
Yes.
Second fight, Canelo had it. Okay, let's just say they're 1-1, really. Well, technically they're not. Triple G has a loss and a draw, but technically most people think they're 1-1. This is the rubber match for him. He's so pissed off that he got that loss on his record and that draw. He should be undefeated. He wants those belts, and he can't. And plus Canelo with the steroid stuff, the fight was delayed. Just a lot of.
Yeah, there was a lot of it. No, I get it. Here's my thing. So say Triple G wins. So they both have a win and a draw now. Is there a fourth fight?
It might be like Pacquiao Marquez. It might be.
Right?
It might be.
Speaking of Pacquiao, that Jeff Horn, how did you feel about that one in Australia?
He got robbed. I watched that fight. He got robbed. Yeah, he won the fight. It was close. I mean, he's a former school teacher. He came out fighting hard, but it was in Australia. Pacquiao is the A side. He goes to his hometown.
Yeah.
That's the champ to fight him. That takes guts, man, to do that.
Yeah. Well, do you think that's going to be a question next week then?
Cambosa Haney. I hope it doesn't go to the refs' decisions, man.
Well, apparently none of the refs are Australian. So
what's that?
None of the judges are Australian, I understand.
I know, but it's hard, when you got the hometown in there. And
so they're really making it hard for Haney. Like his dad isn't there.
I know.
Like he's there by himself, man. Like why are they putting the deck against him so bad? Like it makes me wonder, Camboso, he's doing this to ensure he wins. Like you're depleting your opponent of everything almost.
I think, yeah, his angle is that he wants to fight in front of his hometown.
Great, I get it.
Bring it there. There hasn't been a big fight there since Pacquiao Horn, so hopefully it doesn't go. Hopefully it's a fair. Judges are fair. Best man win.
I think the last big combat match that happened in Australia, correct me if I'm wrong, man, or people in your comments, was Adesanya and Whitaker, UFC. That was also at Marvel Stadium.
Yeah, but for boxing, it was the Horn Pacquiao, right? So
yeah,
it's gonna be a big event. Australians, they love their hometown heroes. So
yeah, we got that next week. So yeah, here we go. So here we are. We're coming to the end of our show. Chance, you're gonna go hold some bags for some up and coming stars, I believe.
Hopefully.
Awesome,
man. The kid, man. They're saying at 6 years old, my kickboxing coach says from the 6 to 8 year olds, a flying range has the fastest hands of all the kids that do it. So,
dude, that kid can punch.
He's got a hard punch. Yeah. He's
got a hard punch. Like I felt it in my hand. I'm like, oh shit, right? I was trying to be all tough and stuff, but I wanted to do one of these, like fucking legit.
Yeah, I know. I started bringing him when he was 2 years old, and he would just goof around, and then 3.
Yeah.
About 5, and he's got a pair of mitts. He started hitting a little bit, and he's
he's got power. He's just got to refine that skill. I know he's only a little kid, but you can see the potential in it, man. He just started throwing that jab a little more straighter.
I asked him today. I said to him, Reigns, do you prefer playing hockey, or do you like? We call it boxing, but it's really kickboxing, same thing. He's like, or do you like? I'm like, do you like going to the kickboxing gym? And I'm surprised by his answer. He said, Dad, I like going to the kickboxing.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, hockey, but
well, you know what? I think it's almost because hockey is a team sport, and team sports are awesome. Don't get me wrong, but when you're by yourself, combat sport, tennis players, golfers, you're challenging yourself.
Yeah.
Right. The biggest competition you can have is yourself.
Yeah, you got nobody to blame but yourself either.
Exactly. So I think that's awesome that he wants to go that route. That guy could be our ticket to backstage passes if we keep training him, right? So I'll start training him too.
Yeah. Yeah. The cool thing about our boxing coaches, or kickboxing coaches, that the boxing rings there, the cage is there, but then like, Reigns will do his half an hour pads and kicking and all that stuff. And then when I'm doing it, Reigns turns the boxing into a wrestling ring. So he's jumping off the top rope. We're doing Cesaro spins with him in there. Coach is wrestling him, just, dropping elbows. So it's kind of like he loves wrestling. It's like a wrestling ring. So it's 2-for-1 for him. He loves it.
No, it's perfect, right? And you know what? Like I said, I mean, he's at the right age right now where you can develop these skills properly, the foundation of it all. So that's awesome, man. I want to get Arya, if I can, little Miss into boxing. I had her in jiu-jitsu for a while, but she's just too soft, man. God bless her. She didn't want to hurt anybody. Watching her do a takedown, she's like, trying to put them down gentle with them. Like, no, baby, you got to throw down.
Good is maybe like a karate or taekwondo where you just kind of stand there and do the patterns and you get used to. You don't have to hurt anybody.
I'm gonna get her into boxing.
I did taekwondo for 7 years, when I was a teenager.
Nice,
it's
man.
Good because it taught me the basics of like striking, and you never yes, you have competitions, but mostly you just standing there doing the patterns and hitting the bag.
I did boxing for about 10 years, not competitively or anything, just for training. And to really understand the sport. So, being able to watch boxing is one thing, but to really understand what you're watching is completely different. And so for me, learning how to throw a punch, learning proper technique, learning how about defense and stuff like that. Obviously never competed, never been in a ring fighting or anything. It was just more skill and learning the technique side of it for me. So, but my goal is
about 90% of the people. It's conditioning, it's confidence, right?
Love it. My dad was a boxer.
Into martial arts, you know what they were? Well, as a kid, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Sport and Street Fighter.
Yeah, fair play.
Those two things, like, hey, I want to do this kicking and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
No, for sure. My dad was a boxer back in the day, so I got to spend a lot of time with him, and unfortunately, I had to learn the old school technique of training, the calisthenics and the running and whatnot. My dad would make me go run, and I turned the corner thinking, okay, I can go chill and just walk a little bit. Dude would show up with the car, man, and bump the back of my thighs or my legs or my calves with the bumper. And keep running.
Nice.
He made me throw up. At 10 years old, I would be throwing up.
Wow.
From calisthenics with it.
Yeah, training was a lot more intense and a lot more
old school.
Not as forgiving as it is now.
No, but back in those days, those guys, you would have to find ways to train. Like
old school trainers are not like the new trainers nowadays. A little more gentle, a little more friendly. Back in the day, they were savage.
And everything's digital too. They have all your monitors and everything on you. Oh, we got to adjust this. We have to adjust that. Back in those days, I don't care if you had a broken leg. You still running, son?
Yeah, they're vicious.
Right? Yeah. Hardcore. All right, Chance. Here we are. So you're saying 7 for Tank?
That's right, 7 and under. Yeah.
I'm going 9 and up.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Gentleman's bet. What do you want to do?
Case of Coke Zero versus case of Diet Pepsi.
Done. Can or bottle?
Whatever you got, man.
All right, man. So there you have it. Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, and Coke Zero is on the line. So for a chance to go into a store and buy Pepsi, it's sacrilegious as me going into the store and buying Coke.
Absolutely. I never buy that.
I think I'd rather wear a dress and hold a sign outside a club. But hey, let's find out. Either way, we're in store for a great fight. Quick mention here. AEW has a pay-per-view this weekend. All Out, I believe it is. So we'll come back with that a little bit as well and talk to you guys about that show. And yeah, man, this has been fun. I've really enjoyed what we've done here today.
You've done good work, man. I'm proud of it.
I'm very proud of it as well. So that being said, my name is Bobby Sampson, and with me as always, Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great AC/DC, those who download, watch, support, and share the podcast, we salute you.
Yeah, Fabian and Tarn. So that being said, everybody have a great weekend. Summer's about a month away, so we're getting closer and closer. Stay humble, be safe this weekend. Have fun, do your thing, but just make sure you're safe. Really, I can't stress that enough. We all want you here Monday morning. So thank you and have a good night, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.